If you've been in the cloud gaming sphere, you might have seen the cloud gaming platform JoyArk. JoyArk is generally a mobile-based cloud gaming platform and is pretty popular with the Asian and Latin markets. They also have servers in America, in which we are close to. So are you interested in what JoyArk has to offer? Will Noah love this Ark, or is it a false cloud prophet? Well, let's board it and find out. Now, to sum up what JoyArk actually is, JoyArk is a cloud gaming service that is mobile focused. So if you're looking to play popular AAA games like GTA, Spider-Man, or Red Dead Redemption 2 on your phone, you can do that. Now if you're new to cloud gaming, we have a 5-minute introduction of what cloud gaming is right here. But in short, how cloud gaming works is this. Servers and data centers run your game and then stream it to you like Netflix. The only difference is that you are controlling the video, aka your gameplay, through your device. There are positives and negatives when it comes to cloud gaming, like input lag and overall latency. How does JoyArk handle all this? Well, we'll get into that. Now, what devices are compatible with JoyArk? Well, like I mentioned, JoyArk focuses on mobile gaming, so most phones and tablets that can connect to the internet are suitable. This is why their app only stretches this far when you try to access it through a full resolution browser on your PC. Now, when I started JoyArk, they did support desktop users with a workaround, but since then, they've disabled it. So no platform with a resolution over 1600 by 900 can play on the service. And that's probably a good thing. I'll get more into that later. Now, to play on JoyArk, you do need a subscription, or you can pay for hours at a time. This is one of the aspects that makes JoyArk very appealing. They don't lock you into a certain payment model. The option to do either is a model I believe many other platforms should follow, and I commend JoyArk for having. They also support both PayPal and credit card payments. So what can you play on JoyArk? Well, JoyArk has a wide range of games including many Steam games, Epic Games, Ubisoft games, and even mobile Android games. And yes, these games include GTA 5, Genshin Impact, and of course everyone's favorite, Fortnite. So do you have to pay for these games on JoyArk? This is a very tricky question. Why? Because JoyArk is trying its hardest to be its own ecosystem like Stadia was. Pay for access to JoyArk and get access to all their games. Well, some of them actually. The problem is that they're trying to do this with games and accounts on digital platforms like Steam. Let me give you an example. The Spider-Man games are a popular series on the platform. I own both of these games on Steam. Now when I load the remastered game, the Steam game loads, but I automatically get logged in by some random user in Brazil. And apparently, other people who play the same game on the platform get the same user. For Miles Morales, it goes straight past the Steam app and you can't tell what user is playing. And no, I can't use my own login for these games, so you'll have to start all over. But you don't have to pay for them. Now, surprisingly enough, after I'm done playing and then return to the game, my game saves are still intact, but am I sharing them with other users who play the same game? Is this legit? Now, on the flip side, once I start up Red Dead Redemption 2, it wants me to log in with my Steam account. So in this case, they want you to own the game on Steam. Now, I do own this game, but through the Rockstar platform and not on Steam, so I can't play. Now, I haven't checked every single game on the platform, but it is unclear how many games are quote-unquote free to play, while others are bring your own games. It can be very confusing for many games in the JoyArk library. Anyone knows anything about the terms of service on these games can tell you that this isn't right. But who's at fault here for playing the games on the platform? You or JoyArk? Ooh, questions. So if you don't want to get involved with this gray area at all, I would avoid JoyArk at all cost. Now, if you're curious on all the games JoyArk has to offer, click on the link in the description, make a free account, and browse through them. But there is a way to play almost any game you actually own, and that's through their Cloud PC app. This app is a full Windows 10 PC in which you can download any game you want. This comes with a couple of caveats though. The download rate for downloading anything on this app is 11 megabytes per second. That's it. That's all they give you. At this rate, it would take tons of time to download any game that's not already on the platform. You want to download Call of Duty? You can do that, but it would take you hours. And if you pay by the hour, you'd might as well just flush your money down the toilet. Plus, after all of that, if you decide to leave your session, everything you have downloaded will be erased. JoyArk does not have dedicated cloud storage for your personal games. You'll have to download what you want each time you log on. Now let's say after everything I just stated here you still want to play. How powerful will the machines be running your game? Well, let's check the PC stats through the Cloud PC app. They are running RTX 3060s and an Intel i5-11260H, which is actually a mobile CPU. It's also running 16 gigs of RAM. Now, according to the benchmark, this setup is actually pretty decent for 1080p gameplay. That's not the problem though. The problem is the stream. The streaming technology is really old and is just suitable for mobile resolutions. Hence, this is why the 1600 by 900 resolution is the limit. So how do things play on the service? Pretty well actually, all things considered. Now, I prefer playing with a Bluetooth controller like an Xbox controller, but feel free to use whatever Bluetooth controller is compatible with your device. Also, they do have on-screen controls, but let's be real here. Nothing feels as good as an actual controller in your hands. I also recommend mobile controllers like a Razer Kishi for Androids or a Backbone for iPhones. Links in the description. Now please note that during peak hours, you will run into some queue times. Depending on your server, you might have several people waiting to play. Times may vary, but it's never been as bad as, let's say, the GeForce Now free tier, at least for me. Another big problem when accessing games is the infrastructure. It may take many games a while to get updated if it needs it. Remember, 11 megabytes per second. Downloading patches for newly updated games will take a long time, and if you're an hourly user, this will be painful to your wallet, and maybe your sanity. Now, once you actually get into a game, most of your reaction time will be due to your connection to the servers. This is where your input lag and overall gameplay latency come into effect. Now, we don't know exactly where all the JoyArk servers are, but we do know that they have several servers around the world. We also know that they have a main server in California with a server close to Ohio because we have pretty decent latency. Depending on where you are in the world, your performance might be completely different from ours. But generally, you want this number under 30 milliseconds. This is your latency. As this number increases, so will your delay. Hopefully you have a number under 30. Now, if you've been keeping up with the channel, this all might sound very familiar with another platform I've covered. Yeah, maybe. Think about it. Maybe you might know. Yeah, NetBoom. Now, why is that? Because it is NetBoom! Look, they're even sharing files on their platform through the Cloud PC. But here's the real kicker. Here's JoyArk's corporate website, jollystart.com. Take a good look. And then, let's take a look at the corporate site of NetBoom, Bifrost. Yeah, not similar at all. Just kidding, they're exactly the same except for some images. So why have two entities? I don't have any specific reason, but my bet is that they might have more liberties with different games in different countries when operating with two different companies. Just my 2 cents. Maybe someone else has more insight on this. I personally don't give a damn. Now, the last thing not to forget about is your internet connection. I recommend a minimum of a 20 megabits per second download speed on a 5 GHz Wi-Fi connection. This should ensure a decent gaming connection on your mobile device. You'll have a lot of connection issues if you fluctuate in and out of this recommendation. Go higher if you can. Overall, is JoyArk worth playing on? Honestly, it comes down to your situation. Do you only have a mobile device to play on? Not scared of the legal aspects that might be wrapped up in the quote-unquote free game scenario? Then JoyArk might be for you. If any of this has you raising a red flag, then don't board this ARC. If this ARC is sturdy enough for your cloud gaming needs, then have at it. So if you like this review of JoyArk, give us a like. Also, make sure to join as a member of the channel or join our Patreon and our Discord in the links below. And above all else, make sure to subscribe to keep it locked right here at the only place where you can do battle in gaming heaven, Cloud Gaming Battle. This is the Black Knight. I don't think Noah would have liked this ARC.